day everyone. My name is EFREN ATRERO
And I'm EDRIE Guillermo.
and we are BSED Mathematics of PSU Quezon.
Negation.
What do you think is negation?
So, negation. Oh, negation. Negation is a propositional logic. So, when we say negation, negation is all about the contradicting an idea. For an English subject, or for short, it's like a antonyms of an idea. Like hot, the antonyms of hot is cold. The antonyms of up is down. So the process of negation is like an antonyms. So what is the logical operators or connectives of a negation? So the logical operators of the negation is not if we are using the word problems, and this sign if we using a truth table. So this is the truth table of negation. So the variable of p and the negation of p. So when we say negation, it is the contradicting of the idea. So in the variable p, it is true. If the negation of what do you think is the negation of true? It is false. And what if it is false? Then it is true. So do you get it? Yeah. So let's see if you get it. I have a test for you. If you totally get what is negation. So please complete this truth table. So what do you think is the negation of false in the variable p? What is the negation of p? True. So then write it. What do you think is the negation of true? False. Then write it. So it's clearly you understand what is the process of negation. So when the variable p is false, then the negation of p is true. When the variable p is true, then the negation of p will become false. So you already know what is the negation now.
Conjunction.
EFREN, what is conjunction?
So conjunction, conjunction is one of the propositional logic. So when we say conjunction, we see it later in the truth table. We can see the difference in other propositional logic. So first, we should discuss what is logical operators. So the logical operators, when we discussing or we are solving the word problems, we using and. Then if we are in the truth table, we are using this sign. It's like an arrow upright. So continue to the truth table. So the truth table is this: the variable p, q, and the conjunction of p and q. So first, when the first variable p is true and the second variable of q is false, then it is false. Then if the first is true, then the second is true, then it is true. So if the first is false, then the second is false, then it is false. So if the first is false, then the q is true, then the conjunction of p and q will automatically false. So
Okay.
do you understand?
Yes.
So if you understand, I have a test for you. Please answer the test if you already understand what is the truth table of conjunction. So, okay, it is right. So, you already understand what is conjunction. So, very good.
Disjunction.
What is disjunction?
So, you don't know disjunction? So, let's discuss what is disjunction. So, in the propositional logic, disjunction, the difference between disjunction and conjunction is it is the reverse of how this conjunction works. So, the difference of disjunction, we can see it in the truth table later. So, but first, we should discuss the logical operators or the connectives. So the connectives of disjunction are, or if we are solving the word problems, and these signs, it's like an arrow downward. So this is the symbol of disjunction. So proceed to our truth table. So in the variable of P and the variable, we have variable of P and we have variable of Q. So this is the disjunction of P and Q. So our truth table begins to, if the P is true and the Q is true, then automatic it is true. So if the first variable is true, then the second variable is false, then it is automatically true. So if the variable is false first and the variable is true at the second, it is automatic true. So it is the logic. So if first it is false, then the second it is false again, then it is false. So do you get the logic?
Yes.
So if you get the logic, please try to answer this test below. You are fast learner. So in the test, you answer at the first as false, it is correct. Then at the second is true, it is correct again. At the third and fourth, so excellent. So now you know how disjunction works. So thank you.
Exclusive OR.
Partner, what do you think is exclusive OR? I know it is propositional logic, but how it works?
It's a little bit tricky, but we can see the difference in the truth table. But first, there are our logical operators, XOR or XOR, and the mathematical symbols in the truth table. If P is true and Q is true, then it is false. If P is true and the Q is false, then it is true. If P is false and the Q is true, then it is true. If the P is false and the Q is false, then it's also a false.
So, I understand how it works in the truth table. So, if it is true, it is false. Then if it is false, that it is false again. So the only difference is if the like terms are already given, it is false, like this one and like this one. If unlike sign, then it is true. So I get it. So
If you get it, I have a test for you, so please answer.
so test. So then it is false, then it is false, then it is true, and this is true. So I know the if in the first variable, if it is true and the second is true, then it is false, unlike terms. So if the unlike terms is false and if the like terms is false and false, automatic it is false again. If the unlike terms is true and it is false, then it is true, and again in the second one it is true again. So I understand exclusive OR. So thank you, partner.
Implication.
So partner, what do you think is implication? I wonder how it works.
Implication is a professional logic. It's a bit tricky, pero masasagot natin yun sa pagtitingin natin sa truth table. Pero bago ang lahat, tingnan muna natin ang logical operators. F, then mathematical symbols.
So I get it. When we are using implication, these two logical operators are the symbols when we use it. Then if we are solving word problems, so these symbols if we use like this in the truth table, so I get it. So how about its truth table?
If P is true, then the Q is true. The P implication is also true. If the P is true and the Q is false, then it is false. If P is false and and the Q is true, so it's a true. The P is false and the Q is false, then it is true.
So I get it. The only problem is when these two problems. So if the first is true, then the second is false. So it's automatic false.
Yes.
And the other problems like this is already true. So I get it.
I have a test for you, so please answer this.
So I think if the P is false, then the Q is true. It is automatically true. It's true. Then if it is true and this is true, then automatic true. Then if it is false and false, automatic true again. Then if it is true and this is false, then it is false. So I finally understand what is implication. So thank you.
Biconditional.
So partner, what do you think how biconditional works? So I wonder how. So please explain to me.
Biconditional works like multiplication. We can see that later in the truth table, but first, there are our logical operators. If and only if and the mathematical symbol. Truth table. If P is true and the Q is true, biconditional is true. If P is true and the Q is false, it is false. If P is false and the Q is true, it is false. If P is false and the Q is false, it is true.
So you're right. It's like multiplication. If like terms, it is positive. Then if it is like unlike terms, it is negative. So I get it. Like this. If it's true, then if it's true, then the result is true. So if the first is false, then the second is false. It is true again because it is like terms. Like this, unlike terms, then it is false. So I get it. What is biconditional?
To get it, I have a test for you.
So yeah. This is false. This is true. And this is false. And this is true. So I get it.
Excellent work, EFREN. Good job.
So yes, I finally understand what is propositional logic. So okay.
That's the sixth definition of propositional logic. Both of us learn much from each other. Thanks for watching. See ya!